So we're entering the era of Constantine. My fucking ankle is killing me. I went to a podiatrist about a year ago, a little more than that, and he gave me shoes, and things kind of healed, but I think I twisted it or something and damaged it again. I've been wrapping it. Anyway, Rome is now Christian, and we have that indication there. This marker indicates we have a Christian emperor. If it comes up weird, like if it comes up with a red dot now, we don't get a bonus. We get a heretical emperor, which doesn't help us at all. It's not like the persecutions that actually help spread the Roman faith or the Catholic faith. And that's kind of a problem because I haven't had too many of the Lex. I see at least one in there. You kind of want to get them out of the way early. The little red dots. Okay, and now we get the Council of Nicaea, which is just putting these markers into place. So the Roman and Greek faiths are programmed to Catholic and Orthodox, and I gave some discussions, I think in the second video, but maybe the third, of the failed attempt about what I see as kind of weird about this, because it opens up some oddness, because there is a Catholic and Orthodox shit in the cup still, and how they operate is a little funky. Now we go to the Council of Arles, which is just going to be a normal council. And that means, what do we do? Yeah, I don't remember. 5.5. I mean, I kind of do. I pick one of these and it goes on one of the tracks, but I don't know. It's random, but A and B are used up already, and you roll a six-sided die with the numbers already marked there. This is not the original intention. The map and the counters, I think, were made with the idea that any of the tracks could end up with any religion, but then probably some playtesting found that that didn't quite work. So we're going to be on track 5, which is this inner African one. And we get one nature. Okay. One nature is interesting. On a 1 or a 2, we're going to be schismatic. And we're not. We're part of the faith. And that's important because I'm getting a buck from this track. And I would have to convert it to non-schismatic if that was the case. Okay. We go back to the era of Constantine. I think that's the end of the line. Okay, yeah, relics are worth $1 each, which is specified there. And I may want to sell some of these because they're not going to make it in Christian hands up to wherever they go up to $2 each, way down here. But also I may just want the extra money. Well, that means I draw a cookie. I feel like I don't have very many. And I'm getting $4 and a heresy. So $4 to begin with, plus I've got a 4 there to indicate 4 more. So I'm up to $8. Nice big piles of money. We're going to see the Bibles coming out at this point. So that'll be good. But I do have a heresy, and they're in here. I'm going to roll a die because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now we'll see where that shows up. Pretty standard heresy. Track 5 is E. No, track 2. I'm sorry, I always do that one first. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got a problem I've got to cope with there. Now, I have a Christian Rome, a Roman army placed right there. I bet you I can do something about that heresy. I know that I can. I'm not positive, because I know that I can do something about about schismatics, but I'm not sure that I can deal with heresies with the army. Interestingly enough, even though there's a heresy here, I have all 6 tiles on that track as Christian, so I think I can write the Greek Bible. And now, here's what's interesting. These are supposed to go over here for Bible translations. I think I'd rather have it up here near the track. We'll see if that's helpful to me. I don't know. But that still leaves me with a bit of a problem, which is I'd like this +1 for the bishop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the bishop to the Bulgars, archbishopize him. I could have just moved him there. I'm going to spend a point to... I don't have to do this, but it gives me a +1 on the suppression roll. And now I can expend the Bible to get a free heresy conversion. Now, yes, I've spent a couple of points that maybe I didn't have to, but I've created an archbishop, which is a useful thing. And now I need basically a 4 or better. That's all I have. And I succeed. So I get rid of the heresy, and it's another Melkite that's available for me. I don't have a use for them right now. I gotta think about the other $3 that I want to spend. I could buy another Bible and fire that sucker off too. They're big enough to do a Bible, but I could go for this. I'm not moving a bishop there. A 2 is pretty likely to succeed, so I'll go for that and see if I can get rid of that. Okay, so I've converted them. Now a Bible on that path only costs 3 because it's 1, 2, 3 off. But I don't have 3 anymore. So what's my next step? I think my next step is to get one of these other paths into good shape. I'd really like to get this starting to work. Although getting an archbishop, moving there, doing stuff seems wise too. There's just so many different things you can do, right? Okay. Let's move this bishop. That gets me a draw, which I think is still of some value. I do not find women. That's good. And next turn, I have Athanasius. He's going to be available on C or E. So those are the 2 that I'm going to kind of focus on. You know, E looks pretty filled up, so I'll probably be working on C. What do I need to do here? That's going to mean I'm going to want to move my bishop there, but, you know, I can do multiple things there. Yeah, let's move this bishop, see what I learn, because I could find women there, and that could be a problem. Right? Instead, I find a c6. That's cool. Okay. And that uses up my money. I don't think I screwed anything up, I hope. I think I got rid of my problem that I had. So basically my Bible gets unused and is available again. I always flip these in the wrong direction. I'm about 50-50 when they go the other way and 100% wrong this way, and I don't understand it. And I have more money. I could sell off relics. Geez, do I want to? You know, I don't think there's a real reason unless I'm going to buy the Bible. Do I want to buy this Bible? I mean, that would cost me 3 relics. I want to buy it before anything bad happens. Okay, so let's look for relics that... This looks like it's in danger to me, right? A monastery is just banking money. So I'm a little disturbed by the James relic. I really don't know if I agree with that. It's always available to me, so I'm safe with that. So I am going to spend the one that I picked. I'm going to spend this one. And I am going to spend, I don't know what. Antioch looks dangerous too. So that's 3 relics. And that'll be enough for me to buy the Coptic Bible. Now, I like using Bibles as soon as I buy them, right? But the problem is, unless you have a heresy, there's nothing you can use them for. Actually, wow. Given that I get time, yeah, let me put those relics back. If I can remember where they go. I think one was down here, one was in Antioch, and one was, I don't know where. I think it was pretty far along in here. We'll just put them back. The reason is, I don't think there's anything that I can't react to by buying the Bible next turn. So I'll just push the turn forward. Once again, I stumble across looking for the heretical emperor, which says I can only use bishops and archbishops outside the Roman control. The Christian emperor does allow me to remove heresy, but it costs me a Dark Ages to do it. That could be important, but I don't know if I'm willing to do it. Anyway, my token for this turn, decent amount of money, but I have a heretical emperor, which is going to cause me issues, of course. And I get a heresy, which showed up here, which is kind of lucky because I have somebody present to deal with it. I also have a theologian. I have Athanasius, another one I recognize the name but haven't read. And we have the option of track C or E. E is largely taken, so I think I'll be using him on C, but I gotta be careful because this guy's in Roman territory, so I'm not going to be able to move my bishop, which maybe I'll just drop Dark Ages with him. That looks appealing, actually. Except I can only use bishops and archbishops outside Rome. This is inside Rome. That's not gonna help. Crap. Fuck. And the theologian isn't gonna help either. I could be making painful rolls. I need a 6 to succeed. God damn. And I can't use him on that track to prevent it from going in apostasy either. This is not a good turn. If it weren't for this, I could expand along the Asian faith side. And that's about the only place that I'm outside of Roman control with a bishop. And that's appealing and everything. I could also spend points on a bishop, I mean on a translation, or on getting something like a university or a monastery, which are worth victory points, so you do want to pick them up eventually. But I really feel like I need to get rid of this. And the reason I can't use the theologian is he's not on that track. I could normally use him to delay that problem for a turn. But right now, that isn't really a good choice, and I'm not going to get any bonuses from bishops and archbishops. I almost think I want to burn some money and see if I get lucky getting rid of those Gnostics, because I would really like to get rid of them. Relatively lucky on 2 rolls. I managed to get a 5 and a 6. The 5 didn't do it, but the 6 did. So there's that. Now I think I'm going to advance along this route because I don't have a real reason to build that Bible yet. I don't have anything that I can expend it on, so like Yeah, the $3 are kind of not useful. And I think that means I am going to fire my theologian off to drop the Dark Ages. On my way all the way up to Mongolia, I've got another route that isn't making me more money yet. I still haven't cleared the two that aren't making me more money, but I've got it almost completely done, and I've got enough of it that the Bible is as cheap as possible along the Syrian Bible. I think we're done, and we cleared the problem that was happening. We hope we don't get another heretic. There's another one in there. It's going to come up eventually. It's a real shame to not get those early when they actually help you by persecuting. Okay, we got a problem here. We got Nestorians up here off the Ecumenical Council. We have a theologian coming, but on one of these two tracks. But unfortunately, I rolled a 2, which is not good, and that means that I have a schismatic church along that line. I can't do anything permanently about it for quite some time. I could, however, use the army to suppress it, which I may want to do. Assuming that I have a Christian emperor. So let's check that first. Well, actually, Roman army move is first. But let's check what has to happen for me to deal with this. So I don't think it's convert tyrants. Shit. It's something with the army, but I don't know that it's actually in here. Well, it's certainly not convert tyrants. Persecute schism, 7.8. Don't know why I'm having so much trouble always, but I send the army in. The target must be a schism tile in the Roman HRE Nubian territory. La la la. If the schism, it is not. It is under. It's not under Christian rule. It's in Persian rule actually. That's not going to help. So I can't do anything. And I wouldn't need to send the army to do this, but I can't do it against the Persians. Oh well. So I pull my cookie, I guess. I pulled a 4, but that path is no longer in communion. So I only get $7 for this turn off that big tile. And I get a heresy. We have 2 heresies. Let me roll a die, and it's the Manichaeans, because I might have a hint as to what I'm looking at there. 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, up in Belgium. More problems on the Western European front, which is really looking ugly. Okay, I guess that's all we have there. Able to get a lot off the theologian. The Greek track is all good. I have a free action there that I can't use anyway. It's like I have a free action down on this track that I'm not going to get to use, but that's... Oh no, I didn't buy that yet. And for this track, all I'd be doing is... all I'd be able to do is convert that one poor, which it's just a buck's action. Otherwise, I move to the Turks box and I clean everything. I get an archbishop. So, I am going to use him to drop Dark Ages again. We're getting pretty low in the Dark Ages. So, who am I getting next? I'm getting Augustine, who is in a useful path. A, definitely. F, I've got a heresy I've got a problem there, so that's a potential place I'd have a couple of shots with. And on A, I definitely have a whole ton of stuff that I can do. So I think, Augustine's going to get used here. So that means I will probably concentrate on this path. Now, here's the thing. 1, 2, no. I thought there were more spaces on it. Yeah, so I can't get the Bible cheap there. So screw that. If the path had 7 spaces on it, and I thought it did, I would have, because I filled all but one, I would be able to buy the Bible cheap and fire this off. But I don't really see doing that right now. I might be screwing something up tactically, because there will come a point where there are things that will happen that aren't just heresies, and maybe I want to get those Bibles written before that happens, but I got a lot of other problems. I created myself a couple of archbishops, just moving, now that I have a Christian emperor and I can, and let's see, I did that conversion. I also fired off, got rid of the heresy here, converted this, and then moved and tried to get rid of that heresy and did not succeed, but I forgot to grab a token. I might have found women, in which case I wouldn't have been able to do that. Nope. I found these. Okay. And I don't think there are any problems I need to deal with at the end of the turn in terms of apostasy or anything like that. So we push on. And as I mentioned, probably in video 3, the Goths invading Rome is not something that has any impact on the game. That's just, there's a lot of historical text, and sometimes it's not absolutely clear what's what, except if it's got a symbol, it's real. If it doesn't, it's not. But they kind of messed together, and there's semicolons in between. I mean, there's an attempt to express it. I'm just finding, like with the colors and stuff, a lot of the information, it's really dense. I'm glad the historical information's on there. It helps me find my way, as it were. Alrighty. I didn't film the white turkey. Okay, so start this time. We got a decent amount of money. Nothing special there. A new heresy, though, Manichaeans in Rome, which I gotta do something about. Like I said, though, I have Augustine. I'm gonna be using him on track A, it would appear. And we're gonna probably get Dark Ages off him because we're gonna do everything we possibly can. I think we'll start with the easy stuff, but we gotta take care of those Manichaeans. But we want to do them last, really, because the theologian, well, Manichaeanism is all over Europe. So they won't be last, they'll be last. We'll get to the massive quantities of them late. But in the Gnostics, of course, will also be somewhat late, because we have to go through Spain. First roll on the Marcionites failed me. Leo the Great is next. He is also on A, so we'll have another shot there, but yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do, because now I've got to spend money, and that might not be clear. This is an important path, but it's hard. Is there anything else that is as important. Monetists are problematic. I don't see anything else that's as important. So I think we'll continue with the same things, just spending money. So far, actually, I don't think we had a failure once the theologian was gone. But yeah, we got rid of all those heresies, bought our way here, and we don't have the path yet, so I think we'll just keep going into here, and then I get a draw. I'm gonna have to shake these. I can see them. Right? Yes. Yeah, get the poor. Something seems wrong. I think I hadn't drawn that yet. I'm confused. I'm really confused now. Did I move something weird? Fixed it. I moved the martyrs instead of the bishop, I think. And now... Well, I'm only at +1, but this is for upping the value of the path, right? Not good enough. I could keep doing it. Spending relics here. Because it's a big deal. Well, no, it's not for upping the path. I would have to spend 2 relics to get that extra buck. But I think it's worth. Doing. Even though the Gnostics are unlikely to switch, I don't know that all these relics are necessarily worthwhile. First relic, the hard one, went quickly and I got a conversion. Well, I got rid of the heresy. Then it took me 3 to get those poor. And once I made the choice to do it, it was hard not to. There's something else, the Melkites. I want to look them up because they can be used to convert the schismatic path. Let me look up how that works. I don't remember. That is part of a Christian emperor with the path and schism. I don't need to do that right now. I can buy them up for my die roll. And let me see. If the attempt fails, you lose them all. The number of Melkites on Green Christian House free from heresy on the path. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to afford that. I'm not going to be able to make the die roll at this point. I could have done that instead, but I'm up to $4 a turn next turn. So that'll help because I've added another path. So now I'm down 2. I have my schism, which is over here on this path. And then this path has not been completed yet. Would have actually been easier to do that. But I needed to get rid of this, and I don't know. I want to get those Saxons clean. I want to be able to take care of those Saxons, but the problem is, of course, I've got a couple of big nasties in the way. Erred because I'm getting a theologian here that works on path A with Leo. That would have been helpful. I think pushing path A was not good. I got $3. That gets me to 7. I'm gonna get the one remaining heresy in the box for 3. A, B, C, D. That's green 1, 2, 3. I got a problem that I've got to deal with there. Alrighty. Before I drew my cookie, I should have rolled. I have another council to deal with. Now, at this point, A, B, and E have all been converted. So I have 3 faiths to draw, so I can roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I have four of them done. I have two left. So I have the Armenian faith and the African, and that's all. So odd even. So this will be in the African faith. And it's important, once I get them cleared up, then I can start using the Melkites. I get Arians. Arians is a problem. Huh. Did I screw up? I think I did this in the wrong direction. I think the Nestorians actually rolled a 2. Yeah. They're not likely. I think I rolled the exact number, which is no good. So with Arians, I think they automatically are schismatic, actually. I gotta find this. So this is going to be Ecumenical Council 5.5, and now I got multiple problems. Select a path and keep rolling. Roll one die and compare it. If the roll is higher, the church excommunicates the Christian. Oh, shit. I think this is actually not in schism, because I was shocked by the roll that I got. So I am going to undo that. I'm going to give myself another buck this turn. I'm not going to go back and try to fix things. For some reason I thought Nestorians would be. So on a 1, the Arians actually are safe, just like the Nestorians were. So I actually got very lucky and just didn't realize it. And here we are in schism, which is not that. It's... I gotta find my Pope. He's hiding in Carthage, which is hard to find. Okay. So that's where my Melkites go. Yeah, I got a very odd roll over there. It was either a 1 or a 2, and I think it was a 2. And because I remember having to look it up, and I kind of screwed up. I should have a couple extra bucks, but fuck it. We're doing okay, and I just realized that, yeah, I rolled a really unlikely number on them. So I did my cookie. I pulled my new heresy. This gets to go away. I am actually out of heresies, which means if there are any heresy chits left, and there is one, it's not able to come up. And I am guessing the gold chips come up in this next phase, because there's only 2 of these left, and I know 2 is the magic number. So, where are we? We did all this. We're at my choices. I have Leo on A or E. E is down here. I don't need to do anything on E. Oh, Jesus. But this probably would have been schismatic. Fuck. You know what? Let's just leave things as they are. Let's just leave things as they are. 2 schismatics. I drew some really awful numbers on all of those. Because I think I probably misdid this as well, given how low that is. Okay. So I got very lucky on this one. I reversed them. I actually got very lucky on that one, but I read it wrong. Okay. So what the hell am I going to do? Well, I can't use the Melkites until I've filled out the last of my faith tracks. So that's not really an issue. I'm not getting 4. I don't know what I'm getting anymore. I've got 2 schismatics and 1 that's not filled out. So I should be at 3. My chit was a 3, so I should be at 6, not 7. And I may have cheated somewhere. But it's hard to keep track of everything. The numbers don't always go where you think they're going to go, and I'm not good at looking every single fucking thing up. I'm spending half my time looking up the rolls because, again, it's procedural based, not, not a game that, like, you can just kind of remember everything. And I'm not good at that. Okay. Well, it looks to me like what I want to take care of first is as much as I can here with the theologian, which means moving the bishop, etc. So I created a Latin Bible so that I could trigger this, and ended up paying a little bit extra, but now I get an extra action each time with the Bible. Leo did not do very well. He failed on the first roll. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And then I attempted to get rid of this heresy, which I failed to do. I think I'm going to be trying to pump out a Bible each time where it matters. So like here I can pump out a Bible. Even though it's schismatic, I can do so and then start to clear this out. It'll cost me an extra $1, but you know, I won't be getting the Bible at $3, which is the big deal. I feel like I should do that. But you know, I mean, the Bible that I did get cheap, and wherever I can get them cheap, I have nothing to do. Oh, this one I could have gotten. I fucked up. Forgot about that heresy. Did that just fucking show up? I don't know, maybe. Son of a bitch. Well, I have to deal with that shit. It's a 3. I got a reasonable chance at it. Let's burn a relic. I'm not going to send the bishop, the archbishop down there. Nope. Let's burn another relic. Yeah. It's so easy to not... the display is very difficult for me to just comprehend. And, you know, I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I think getting used to the game, you maybe would, but I think that this is just going to generally be a struggle. That puts me to the end of the era. Moves me into here, and we're going to have a council next time. And I mean, I can't keep reversing stuff, going back and whatever, and I certainly can't keep restarting the game. So this is how the game is going to feel if you're like me. Is you're going to struggle and you're going to not notice things. And I would guess that I would never get very used to it because I don't play any individual game many times. The fact that I'm playing this twice in a row is already odd enough. I made it to a new era that I didn't make it to in the last game, the Fall of Rome era, and that's the first thing we do here. Remove the Roman control tile from path A. It's no longer part of the Roman Empire. Okay. That's this one. Instead, we get the Papal States tile on Rome. You control it and it defends itself from hordes and Arabs. Wait. Okay. You can send the Roman army into the Papal States if you control it, but only to defend it. You can't launch Roman attacks from the Papal States until Justinian lets you. You may move the Roman capital tile to any Roman-controlled city for free. I don't think I have to. I think I could leave it in the Papal States because it says may. But I don't have anything defending me along this path. So let's look at where my strongest path is. So it's to any Roman-controlled city. Wow. I don't remember what cities are. I know big cities, but I think squares are cities. Gotta look this up. Problematic because I can't define what the term city means. I can't find it here. I know big city. I know that sending it to Constantinople would make a whole lot of sense because I have martyrs in the way up there, and I have room to put a hospital here in Greece. So that's where I'm going to send it. But I'm not sure that's where I want to send it. Like, what happens if I put it in Jerusalem? Wouldn't that be interesting? Are there other places that would be intriguing to put it in? I don't know the answer to that question, but I'll put it where it historically goes, because that makes sense to me. Add all 16 unused gold coin wafers to the wafer cup, shake it up. Now activate the barbarian hordes. Okay, let me get the wafers in and I'll be back. What is meant by activate is not clear. I go to 6.8, the rule on that, and it's move hordes. Is that what they mean? Should I move it immediately? Well, I don't have a number. I think it just means that they're available to be moved once they're in play. And I've placed them all in their locations. Create Nubia of Nobadia, Makuria, and Alodia. That'll be these. On path E. Count how many are green Christian tiles, all 3. Multiply it by 2, that's 6. If I'm equal or less than that total, Nubia is created. It is. Put the Nubia tile in Alodia. Oh, I don't know where the Nubia tile is. Huh. Well, I'll have to see if I can find... Oh. There it is. Okay. In Alodia. Place 3 knights, pray for peace tiles in the damaged army box. Now, these have different rules depending on what they are. I'll leave this here. I think that's right, but... Put Arab... Okay, not yet. The rise of Islam happens in the green period. Not yet. Okay. Well. So there's a lot more tiles in there for new kingdoms showing up, shit like that. But there's things I have to keep in mind, like the Holy Roman Empire, which that happens on Charlemagne on turn 25, and I am going to have to Christianize the Saxons for that to happen. There's a number of things I want to Christianize, and well, turn 25 is quite a ways away, so we should be able to do that, right? All right, I guess we start. One of our first goals is to Christianize the hordes. I have one thing I'm allowed to do, which is move the Roman army before anything happens here, which I'm going to do, but I can convert the Saxon, Bulgar, and Khazar hordes. I count the number of lands ruled by that horde and pay that much money. Well, right now that's 0. I haven't gotten a chance to move them yet, but then roll a die. If it's equal to or less than the number of Christian lands controlled by that horde, well, that's none, so I will not succeed. I turn it allied. So I've got to let it take some territory before I have a chance of converting it. All right, which horde? So what am I worried about doing? Well, I can't convert the Vandals. Roman territory starts getting hit right away. I'm going to send the Roman army to defend against the Vandals, I guess. I've got 2 Roman units there. Does that make sense? Does that do me any good? It's got to, right? Because otherwise the Christian Roman is going to get pushed into place. So I don't need to look that up. Okay, and now it's time to draw a chit. Okay. Well, great. Nothing too interesting, and we're not going to see the hordes actually doing anything here. So $5 to begin with. I think I've got 3 paths, but let me make sure. And unfortunately, these don't tell me. I have to find the popes on the paths, and that's not trivial. Again, there's a lot in the game that's hard to see what's going on. Something I've complained about before. So that's in Schism, so that's -1. Well, let's start down the different paths. This is fine, so that's 1. This is fine, that's 2. Those are the freebies, basically. This one's fine, that's 3. Schism, 4. Four of my paths. Okay, but I didn't get to 3 here, so it's only 3 paths. So I was right. So I get $8. I end up with a heretical emperor. That's going to make me able to do things still up here and try to Christianize the Saxon territory. And somehow the Saxons end up in Ireland before anything else, which I find weird. But like, Ireland feels like it's sort of not well handled in the game. Like, Ireland was never conquered by Rome. That's fine. It was Christianized, which the game allows. You can Christianize your way all the way to Ireland. That's fine. I don't know if it's terrible that the Saxons make their way through there, but it feels wrong. Let's see what else I might have. I don't remember what I'm trying to think of. Oh, yeah. So the paths where I most want to do, or most want it to do stuff, I still can, and I can advance those because the heretical emperor doesn't screw me there. So that's okay. Let's see what the other side does. It says, hey, I get off scot-free. That's gotta be a good thing. That's a silver coin. I'll put it over there. Got one more silver coin coming. I guess there's nothing else exciting happening. So it's my turn to figure stuff out. I guess somewhere I had an ecumenical council before I actually drew that. Okay. I think, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one left, the Armenian path. Let's see what shows up on it. Things might be a little different than I expected. We get an Orthodox faith there. That's cool. And there's nothing special. And these chits are all gone, I think. That's 3 chits. Have I really done all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. So there were some other bad ones, but I got kind of the worst. I got the worst setup I could minus one chit. I am going to move the lands into one of these because that'll allow me to have 2 very different cups and that I can tell apart very easily. First buck got me moving to Belgium. Found these scholars. Good, no women. I used the Bible and I got a lucky roll. These were, that was the Manichaeans, big 5. I needed a 5 or 6 to succeed because I moved the bishop into place. So that's kind of cool. I think I probably want to try to get the Khazars to get more Christian areas so that, you know, I can convert them or whatever. So I'm going to concentrate more here, although I'm really worried about the idea of an unholy Saxon Empire, or whatever it is, an unholy alien Aryan Empire. I have no use for the other Bible here. I could create a Bible here, and it might not be a bad idea. And then I have this, which I can't do anything about this turn. Well, I could, but I can't do much about it. I can't move the bishop. I can move the bishop in there. I can't use his bonus. A few more bucks, and now I have enough that I still could do something, and I probably want to. My bishop found women and retreated. Now I gotta think, because I got $3 left. That's enough to write a Bible or translate a Bible. That's enough that I could build something like a hospital here. I haven't gotten, well, I guess there's only one epidemic left in the green stuff, but that could be enough to get me these physicians, university, you know, I want to get those, but I don't think they're as important right now. Kind of regretting not having slapped down that hospital early on. Oh, monasteries let me bank money. That hasn't felt all that important so far. I don't know. University down here in Nubia. It's not going to do me a whole hell of a lot, but I don't know. Would it make more sense? I didn't convert these scholars yet. Yeah. You know, I'm just not convinced the university is my best purchase right now. I think I'm going to buy that Bible on one of these two routes. Let's buy it on the Nubian route. I think that's the... So let's get the Coptic Bible in play. I don't get to use it for anything, but that's all right. And then these flip back, and we are done with the turn because there's nothing in any danger. And it looks like this is a turn with nothing special happening in it. There's silver, and did we make a route better? I think we improved a route. That's up to 4. So we get $6 for this turn. We get, again, a heretical emperor, which isn't great, but it's not terrible. And we get ourselves an epidemic. And this time I am definitely taking a hospital. And I want to make sure I have physicians here. I think I only have 1 physicians on the board, so I will just put it there. That's, you know, worth $3. It's a good thing. That should be all the silver tokens out of the game. What I forgot to do is I forgot to look these guys up. They're defensive pieces. The knights go in Christian-controlled territory. They cost $1 each, unless the area is in schism, in which case they cost 2. The pray for pieces go in non-Christian controlled but green spaces, and again provide a defensive benefit. So they might be useful, but the hordes aren't moving this turn, so I got a free pass on that, I guess. And I think I'm ready to go. Now, I ought to look up Justinian, because he's coming up next turn. 5.6. He's going to give me some capabilities that might influence my turn this time. Yeah, I know, I went through the rules, but, you know, you can't fucking remember stuff if you're me. All hordes stop at the Roman border. They won't go further. Put a Roman control marker back in Rome. Okay. I guess that piece is not gone. And that's it. Okay, so that's not going to do a whole hell of a lot, unless the hordes activate. What I may want to do is I may want to keep in mind the Second Council of Constantinople. I'm going to be able to try to unschism something. That could be a fair cost, but sounds like an interesting choice. I don't think schisms come back. Which is weird, because when you put the Melkites down, they're removed if you fail, but they're not removed if you succeed. But I don't know if they serve any purpose anymore. Nice progress. I put a couple of pray for pieces to try to block off advances where I don't have any defense in place yet. I made the conversion there. I moved I converted moved to, converted the women, moved to, found martyrs, converted them. So now I've got a block there too. So everything looks good. Now, I've seen the 2 silver counters. We knew they wouldn't have hordes moving on them. I suspect most, if not all, of the gold counters will move hordes, but maybe not many of them. So I think that's it for the turn, which means we're going to go to the Justinian turn. Hey, we built Hagia Sophia. Awesome. And we got a picture of it. Yaha. I really want to go see it, but I don't trust Turkey anymore. Maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have. My wife was there, my first wife, back around 2000, a little after 2000, 2001 or 2. That's actually where my ring came from. You didn't hear that at all. All right. What am I doing? Justinian, I guess that Roman army counter that I removed comes back and takes Rome, which now gives me 2 defensive markers in the Papal States. Hey. I think that's all that happens unless I want to move the Roman army. I don't. We draw a chit. And yeah, something's happening. I get $2 plus 4 puts me to 6. And okay, first we get a king. We've not had a king yet. We have not seen how this happens. Current wafer, a powerful ruler set himself up. Roll 2 dice to randomly set up that ruler. It's on 4-4. Path 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 is D. I believe you actually used the letter for the king. Okay. Right? It's if on the same path. Yeah, he removes an old ruler. He appears in the land by a horde. Place the ruler and retreat the horde. If the attempt succeeds, how can it fail? If the ruler lands on a land controlled by Rome, Nubia, Persia, or Arabs, don't place the ruler. Give them another destination. I don't know how it can fail. Okay, I got a 4-4, which means coming out of here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I think that's going to be because it's Christian. Roll 2 dice. A new ruler. If the attempt succeeds, place him if he. Okay. Well, here it says if a ruler lands on. Okay. Don't roll this religion as per this. Now determine whether he's a king or a tyrant. There's a die roll using the right religious identity of the ruler's seat and adjacent square land boxes. With no field tiles is pagan. Okay. Ruler religion table is over here. All right. So he's showing up and everything adjacent to him is Christian. Seat is Christian. All borders are Christian. 1 through 5, he will be a king. And will be Christian controlled, and I have certain capabilities. Nope, he is a tyrant. Well, that sucks. It doesn't mean much, but it does mean that if it is subject to apostasy, there's a problem. Why would it be subject? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't remember why things are. Have I been ignoring this? Maybe. Check every green. If it's controlled by a non-Christian horde, controlled by the Abbasid, controlled by a tyrant. Okay, so it's controlled by a tyrant, which means it will go pagan unless I prevent it. And the only way I can prevent it is by paying $1. And that's going to be $1 a turn I have to pay to prevent that from going pagan. I may be better off just letting that go pagan. There are plenty of places available to me. So I think I'm not going to pay that money. Now we go, and Group A is going to try to move 1 box. It's got nothing to resist it, so it succeeds, I believe. I will look at the move hordes and make sure that I'm saying that correctly and doing it correctly, but I think it just moves 1 space. It makes a single attack. Back to Christian. He's not dotted there. The Saxons have taken Ireland, whatever. It isn't until much later when the Vikings start raiding. So again, I don't know what that's intended to mean. Especially since Germany's not in the game at all. Interesting. It really should be. It shouldn't have much effect in this period, although that's where the Saxons should be coming from Germany to... So this is Germany, right? From Germany into Britain, whatever. So I found something else, which is I could buy him off for $3, and then he'd get to re-roll. And since there was only a 1 in 6 chance of a tyrant, that might be worth it. But I want my Melkites, right? I probably want to convert something. But let's go to the next one. The next one is set C is going to get 2 advances. The first one's free into Albania. The second one, we get to look at a battle. Yeah, we haven't seen a battle. And I don't remember how they work. So, army combat. An advanced force has moved into a hostile land. Okay. What's my repulsion? An army invades a land containing the defending army in the land. There may be more than one. Gets 1 shot to repel the invading army. It rolls a die. If it's higher than the strength of the invading army, the invasion is repelled. Well, I've got 1 army there, those martyrs. So I have to roll a 5 or a 6, or bad stuff happens. Bad stuff happens. So the Khazars have taken something. Now that may not be terrible, because remember, I want them sitting on territory so I can convert them. But again, that's a cost, so... Alright, and now the last one is step D here, where the Turks come in. Now, I can't do much about the Turks, but I'm praying for peace, and maybe that'll work. It does not. Let me see what happens with the pray for peace. I think it probably just gets flung back into here. It goes back into the defeated armies box. We've succeeded in taking this, and we've got another advance, which is not stopped, in any sense of the word. Too bad I can't convert Turks. Well... I may not be all that interested in buying that tyrant off. He looks like he's got a good chance of failing. I think I'm done with my wafers. Toss that one. And I get to make my choices. Free Bible move over here. I have apostasy problems showing up. In particular, I've got one here. And I have not written that Bible yet. I don't have enough money to buy that Bible. And I have this one. Well, Yeah, this Bible, 1.5. I'm not going to get that Bible. Shit, I'm in trouble. Maybe I'll be able to buy it next turn, because it's going to cost me 4, and I only have 1 relic left. But I can use the Syriac Bible to prevent something from going under apostasy. I'm going to use it over here on the Tyrant, because these are going to convert, but they're going to try to convert every turn. And I mean, I'm not going to be able to prevent everything. But at least I got the Bible written there, right? Okay, so now I have $2 left. Part of me would love to build a university here. If I convert this, then I'm working my way towards a Bible that I already bought. So the only real reason is, whoa, wait a minute. Converting hordes, hold on. How do these work? Count the number of lands ruled by that horde and pay that $1. Then roll a die. If it's equal to or less than the number of Christian lands controlled by the horde, the attempt succeeds. So I'm not going to have that many chances to convert hordes. I think I wish I had $3. I do have $3. I'm going to try to convert the Khazars, I think, because if I don't, like, yes, I only have a 1 in 6 chance, but if I don't do it, they're going to go apostatic, and, you know, I have to pay $1 to prevent that anyway. Wow. This is really hard. I think I care less about this. Well, I can't convert the Turks, so that's not a problem. I can convert Saxons, Vandals, and the Khazars, and that's it. Bulgars? Well, Bulgars can go Christian. Oh, Vandals cannot be converted. Okay, Saxons, Bulgars, and Khazar. Which to me means that I really do want to convert them. Bibles don't let me do that, do they? Oh, shit. 7.4. I just looked it up. Using the Bible, free shot at conversion, 7.211, which is not convert hordes, curing heresy, or you can protect from apostasy. Wow. It seems really, really hard to convert these hordes, which is particularly problematic. Oh, it's not that expensive. It's the number of areas you control. Okay, so the Khazars only control 1 area. Let's pay to try to convert them on a 1 in 6. Because that'll solve a lot of problems for me. Okay, that didn't work. I could pay $1 to protect this as Christian, and then if they move again next turn, I would have to pay a lot of bucks, but I'd have more of a chance of converting them, I think. It's like one at a time. This is combinatorics here, right? So obviously, if 3 out of 6, if that was the option, is better than 3 shots at 1 out of 6, right? Because I could go up to 6 out of 6 and automatically succeed. So I think I'm going to be paying $1 to protect this, and I'm going to protect that, and I think that's it. And I am running out of money to do stuff with. So there goes the Syriac Bible, there's that Bible, this Bible is not being used. I spent my last $1, and that means these 2 areas are no longer Christian. Ruh-roh. And I have no money for my Melkites that I wanted for the second Ecumenical Council. What can I do with them? Shit. That's 5.5. I've got a number of choices now that all paths are filled. Okay. There's an or. I can do nothing, or I can convert them. Okay, those are my choices. Well, I feel like I made my picks. On we go. I have boatloads of money. $9 for the turn. If you go over 10, you lose it, but I don't know if that happens, like, just get on the track, which is something I'll have to worry about. I didn't do anything for the council. On the other side, I've got a little Islam marker. Well, what does that mean? That probably means, is that this? I don't know what that means. That's not this. It wouldn't be that. It might mean Muslim jihads, but it might mean something else. Oh, crappies. I don't think it means that Muslims appear early, so I could probably hold off. Looking for the picture, because that's what's going to tell me, right? So I've got, it's in the place where kings are, and I don't know, and trying to find something by picture is hard. And what's up with the back? Oh, fuck. 6.92. See, this is what happens, is I see something and I'm like, oh, could that have happened? I don't know, maybe, but I don't think so. On 4 specific turns. Okay, so I have no fucking clue what that symbol means. I need to look. It's in Seljuks, if they're in the game. Take a move. Okay, that's cool. Alright, what do we got? We've got... Why is there nothing here? I moved there, and there's nothing there. Why? How could that be? There's got to be somebody there. Okay. These move in, there's nothing to defend. It would be possible that there were pagan martyrs there that would prevent things. Okay. That's A. C is next. That's the Khazars. Excellent. There's nothing in their way. They keep moving. Now they control 2 Christian lands. For $2, I have a slightly better chance. Okay. And then D is moving 3. And that's these Turks. They're going to attack the Tyrant. And higher than a 3, they're stopped once. They're stopped. Second time. Not stopped. I believe the Tyrant is destroyed. I'm going to have to look that up. But third move is against the Persians here. Higher than a 3, they're stopped. Let me make sure the Tyrant is indeed destroyed, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I have a whole bunch of money, but there are things I want to do. For one thing, I want to spend 3 and build a university here. That prevents apostasy. That seems like a good idea, because then I can try to use this to convert the Saxons. That doesn't become non-Christian just because it's overrun and I don't have to pay anything for it. Definitely a thing I want to do. I've got one other university space down here. I'm not sure how dangerous these are. They look pretty weak. They don't look like they're going to get past Nubia easily. I think I could build knights for $1 there and make it almost impossible for them to go on. Likewise, I could probably build some defense here and prevent the Turks from pushing any further, but I don't know. Now, $6, I could build a university somewhere else. So, like, I could build one in Gaul and improve my chances of preventing things. But I've got a Bible here, so I can protect a second space. I think I'm okay there. One thing I want to do is I want to try to convert the Khazars. The Khazars are in 2 Christian spaces right now. I have not converted them yet. I gotta look it up again because I'm still not, I can't remember. There's so many little rules. I can't remember them all, and you're constantly having to do it. So count the number of lands ruled by the Horde. Okay, so this is going to actually cost me $3 for each try. Last time I probably cheated and gave an extra buck because I counted Alania. Or I didn't count Alania. Oh well. So I need a 1 or a 2. I do not succeed. I'm going to try again because this is kind of my only chance. I don't have a Bible on that path. Shit. I succeed. Okay, that's a huge success. That means I control the Khazars to some extent. They're not going to go into Christian Rome. They'll go to here, and they're not going to cause apostasy. So that's awesome. I use my Bible here to try to defeat them because why not? And over here I'm using my Bible to prevent apostasy there. It's going to cost me, well, no, I can't convert it, so screw it. I'm not doing anything useful with it, though, is the point. So those convert back over. I have a Christian emperor. This is the end of the night for me. I don't have another turn in me, but I think we're in the right place. Now, I'm going to have a theologian next turn. I have to bounce through several rules to get to the right place. I think it's 7.7 though, right here, which is I can evangelize, which means I can do a bunch of conversions on a space. That could actually be helpful in a space where, I wanted to convert something. I wanted to convert a horde. That could be of some value. Revivalism, I can protect a space for a turn. That can help me a little too. And then finally the reconciliation, which is just reducing the Dark Ages, which is always, a worthwhile choice, I think. I don't know how I'm going to get Dark Ages other than from that, though. So I don't have a whole lot more of these left. I'm on Gregory. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I don't want to get to 7, but I probably don't need to reduce Dark Ages unless there's something else that creates Dark Ages in. Well, there is. I can. Yeah, there is. I can do something. I don't remember what. I think it's squelching schisms by doing Dark Ages or heresies or something. And again, there's all these little things, and it's not intuitive which mechanism does what. So, sure, if you play the shit out of the game, you're going to memorize a good deal of this. But it's a hard game to approach in terms of all the little. It's basically a game full of chromy little rules. And if you don't like that, you're going to be miserable. For me, I think the story is good enough, but having to do all those rules lookups definitely gets in the way of the story too. Okay, so we have Leo the Great out. Do I really have 5 Bibles out? I only see 1 here. 1, 2, 3. I count 4. Is there a Bible I'm missing? Not the Armenian. Oh, ho. Both leaves the Latin Bible. Well, that could have been useful. Can target that. I'm more worried up there, so that's fine. Anyway, lots of money. Hit 10 exactly. Don't have to look that up yet, but yeah, getting more paths might be causing me money issues. No flash jihad or whatever, so, hey, I'm burning these tokens, and that's cool. We had some movement. The Bulgars were successful, but the Turks and the Vandals were both successfully resisted, which is a big deal. And I want to work on those Bulgars and see if I can convert them, because again, that'll change the mood of things. I got a whole shitload of money to do this. It only cost me $2 to get them converted, and now they're allied, so they won't go into Christian Rome. Awesome. I think this is a really key thing to do. You will get really screwed if you don't deal with these. So that's a factor I want to take advantage of. Oh, here's a Bible I want to fire off to prevent bad stuff from happening. Gotta look around, make sure there isn't another situation along that lines. These guys are safe now. The Khazar ones are safe now. I can't do anything about converting the Turks, unfortunately. I might want to put more defense in the way to try to help those Persians. I'm not sure if I can. It's not a Christian area, so I can't put a knight in there. I'm not sure if I can do the Pray for Peace, but that would probably be a wise move if I can. I know there's some good reason for keeping the Persians Christian. I think it has to do with resisting Islam and stuff like that. But I can't find it. And somebody reminded me, you might get a bonus from this, and I'm really worried that, maybe I missed something that comes to me for turning the Persians all Christian. I don't think so, but now I'm worried that, they're trying to hint something that, without, having the rules in front of them to explicitly point me to it. And I'm just I don't remember this at all. I don't remember what the benefit is. I just vaguely remember I'm supposed to have it. And finding stuff in the rules, if you're not in the act of doing that exact thing, is really hard. There's not an index of additional information. So if I wanted to look up Persian, a page of index material might be really helpful for this. I don't wonder if there's a player aid or something that I could look up. Quite often there is, but usually not too soon after a game's published, but it has been a year or more. Big jump and all that money. I don't have another physicians. I would probably build a hospital if I did, because I don't think there are any more epidemics, but I don't want to spend $6 on a hospital. I don't know where I'd put it anyway. I mean, I could put it in the way of the Vandals. I could put it... There's just so many places that it could be useful, and it's a big expense. I do have a lot of cash. I could start setting up for the next Ecumenical Council and build some Melkites. That's down here, I believe. And yeah, maybe. I moved here. I could convert that and buy a Bible. That's pretty likely to work fairly cheaply. Getting the last Bible on the board sounds like a great idea. I could look for which popes are in schism. Got that one. I can't remember. I think I have two, because this is at 4, but I'm not sure. Where's my other schism pope? Over here. Okay. Yeah, and I was not able to find anything on the Persians. I couldn't see nobody made an index, which makes sense. That would be a lot of work. But I did searched for Persians for whatever reason, and came up with the interesting question about the Pray for Peace. And and you can put multiple of them in one place, so that's cool too. But yeah, I'm kind of torn as to what to do. I mean, the easy thing is go for that Bible. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Trying to remember why I don't want schismatic popes. They impact apostasy. Wow, you don't want to submit them. And they increase my cash, and I think that's the only two things. But it's really hard to keep track of, again, all the stuff. Oh, and I had to bring a cup back. I forgot. I'm going to get a heresies again. I'm just not going to get whatever the other thing was that went away. I'm almost out of lands. I don't remember what the other chit cup was that went away. Oh, yeah, these guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm having a really hard time. Sorry. Totally forgot about Leo. My chances of getting that are low. But I don't think I'm in much danger of getting into the Dark Ages. Now, Dark Ages, I think, is a victory point penalty, though, if I recall correctly. Lots and lots of colors. -1 for each Dark Age level. I mean, a 5 or a 6 succeeds here. I get to go again if that's the case. And then I can start spending. I only have a couple bucks. Shit. Which I could try anyway. Well, that doesn't help if I don't get a Christian. So it's gonna cost me $2 to convert them to Christian, and by the time I've done that, I'm out of money. So if I don't do it, do I want Melkites? I wish I knew the balance of these shits, because if there's a fair amount of, I don't think there's many that are above 6. I don't think there's any that are above 6, and I don't think there's that many 6s. So I think I'll buy me some Melkites. Where do I want them? Well, I gotta look at the conversion rolls. So after about 10 minutes, I was able to find that roll. It's a wild goose chase through the roll book. And that is the thing. At least half the game feels like it's spent looking up rolls. Or I should be, because I'm cutting corners for stuff I don't remember. So I could spend a couple bucks, drop a couple Melkites. I think that's probably my best move, because the Pope is worth 3 points if he's in communion. I think if he's suppressed, that doesn't help. And like I said, that causes problems with the apostasy removal and whatnot. So, let's start. And I think I can just drop them wherever the hell I want, but it's way back here in the Ecumenical Council, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe Melkites is here, 7.15. I know it costs 2. What I don't know is if I can put more than one in any given location, and whether it matters or if they're just kind of on the path. It's 1.7 point. I think there's a 1 and a 5 in it, but they might be together. You can spend $1 on any Christian land. Oh, can I do offensives? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I think so. I can't go into empty lands. But I don't know how valuable that is. Is there anywhere where it might be? I can't beat up the Vandals. The Saxons, the Romans have never expanded into Gaul. Interesting. Oh no, that part of the world was lost. Here I'm facing Khazars, I'm good there. The Turks, I'm not going to be able to bust my way through that. I don't even have an army on that path. Okay. So what was this? Yeah, it looks like I can put them on any land whose pope is in schism. And I don't think they're eaten or anything. Let's just put them here, I guess. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any negative effect to them being conquered, so we'll just put them there. And I think we're done, and I think we prevented anything bad from happening. So my Bibles go back where I like to keep them. I did buy that Bible. I push on to the next turn. For whatever reason, I'm a little fatigued. I didn't go for a long walk or anything. This next turn, though, got a heresy in the cup. I had to bring the cup back. And I look here and I see Persia defeated great. Conversion of England. Well, that's interesting. Think about how England actually was converted. It was a Romano-British province. Well, it was a Roman province, and it was then left behind by the Romano-British, and then and converted and Christian, etc. And then after that, you have the Saxon invasions. Hey, Saxons, who took it back and made it pagan again, and there you have kind of an apostasy type situation. So you can see that the game could represent, all of this, right? It didn't in this case. We never got Rome that far. I don't remember how far it got, but it didn't get into Britain, I don't believe. And it should have, right? Should have been damn close. And then it's hard to tell because it's been pushed back. I could look at the setup sheet to see where the Roman army started. Yeah, it starts in Britain. But my missionaries didn't get to Britain at any point until fairly recently, and they never converted it. So, because the Western European path was so fucked in this game. And clearly it could happen different ways. We got very far in the Eastern path, for example. All the way, I think we made it all the way to Mongolia and converted it, and then they turned. Anyway, I just wanted to babble about that, I think, but I might as well pull my cookie. Let me make sure I don't want to move my Roman army. I don't think I do. Okay. Bunches of money. $4 plus 4. I'm assuming that's right. And then we got a king check. Ended up landing here. Everything's Christian near it, so it would be a 1 in 6 chance of going pagan, but I had to worry about the schismatic there. That actually doesn't affect things. But if there had been a heresy, that would affect things towards making things not a king. So only on a 6 do I get a tyrant. Same situation as before, except this time we don't get one. And that's some additional defense on that line. Now what? Now we start the paths. Uh-oh. These in reverse order, actually. The Vandals were just defeated twice. That's great. Over the next one was the Khazars. They advanced once with no problem, but then they hit Christian Rome, and they do not want to try. because they're converted and I have control over, I can refuse to allow them to move. And then to the first of them, which is the Saxons, they advanced with no problem whatsoever. But what's up with that? Well, they did that because I let them. I have put nothing in their way. It's going to cost $4 to do a conversion attempt. I could conceivably get 2 of them, but that looks unlikely. Although maybe I can fire. I don't think I can do one for free with the Bible. I'll have to look that up. But that will give me a chance to maybe increase the opportunity by taking shots on Britain, because right now it's only on a 1 or a 2 for $4. It's still worth doing. I have to get those Saxons converted. But if I don't fix it, if I don't get them converted now, this is going to fall to apostasy. This will not, because of the protection of the university. There's no heresy there, so that's all good. And we're done with the chip, and now it's time for me to figure out my turn. And I kind of gave you some hints, but I gotta look. Make sure the Bible can't be used on a horde. I'm pretty sure it can. Why this is up on Leo, it should have been on Gregory, and I think I used it, but he should be here. Bunches of problems facing me, right? I could take 2 shots at $4 each to convert the Saxons, and I think that's important. I don't want an Arian Empire happening. And that's not all that far. I'm not quite sure where. It should show up. Is it Charlemagne's reign? I don't know. It might be. That would be the next conversion color. That would be the next era period. So the conversion could be hidden and not showing here, which is, I think, what happens. It's not in an ecumenical council. That's the important thing, right? I've been trying to build up my Melkites, but I don't think I'm going to have the money for it this turn. I mean, I could just get lucky, spend the $4. Hey, I get a 1 or 2, boom, it converts. But I failed with my Bible to hit this. I don't think any of my other Bibles are doing me any good anywhere. Let me just make sure. Which is kind of a pity. It's like I built this and it's just not doing anything for me. But it does help stave off heresies in those channels. I could try to get lucky here. If I'd gotten lucky with the Bible, I would definitely go that way and go for the ascetics. But I'd need to get a 5, a 4. Okay, that's 1, 2. At that point, I've still got $2 left to do things with. And I could move to here and do a conversion, and I could end up with a 4 out of 6 chance. I think I'm gonna try. I think it's my best option because I really do want those Saxons. On the other hand, though, I could have held $8 and taken 2 shots at a 1 or 2, which would be 1/3 and 1/3 of 2/3. Just 2 names, I don't know. It might be better to be doing the 2 shots. I don't know. All right. 4, not good enough. Got a +1. It's not enough. I'm going to try once more, though. I think I'm stupid. Hey, I succeed. That gets me another potential Melkite. Now I spend on the scholars. I'm doing this all live because, hey, it's kind of important. And I don't know, I haven't been on in a while. Good enough. 4 + 1 is 5. I convert them. Now, I don't have enough to take multiple shots. So I am going to spend $4 to make my shot on a, oh, yeah, 1-3. Crap. That's bad, because 2 of these will convert now. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. Pretty sure I can't use this Christian army to attack out. Yeah. It wouldn't be close enough anyway. And I am not coming up with any other answers that would solve this problem with only 1 buck. It's what if time. I failed on my first attempt. Let's say I just went 4 each. What if I would have succeeded and I would have gotten the Saxons under control, which would have been perfectly peachy, because then I could be getting a Christian ruler into place, Holy Rolling Empire, all that going, and it's not. And I think odds-wise, I had a better chance of converting them on 2 rolls at 2 than I did at 1 roll of 3. 1 roll of 4 is definitely better, though. It's just the chances of that were very low. Okay, I've cleaned everything up, I believe, and I push into the next turn. I have problems this turn. Not a lot of money. A heretical emperor. A heresy shows up in Numidia. Not Numenidia. Let's be careful about that. And a bunch of movement that I haven't really looked at. The Turks are potentially... Ooh, let's get our Bibles back. Doesn't, you know, I got a fair chance of defeating them. The B is fine. E, I got a pretty good chance of beating the Aryans, I hope. The Aryans, that's the first thing. This was the Himyar clans, and you can see they moved forward, problem. The Turks did not. We managed to beat them back. Here's that. And the Bulgars were not a problem. And I got me problems. Crap. Glanced and noticed something accidentally, which is that I have nothing but women in here, which is a problem. Should I have seen that? Well, you could say no, except if I knew the counter mix, I would know that. So I don't feel too terrible about that. I did succeed with my bishop here. I actually used my... No, I succeeded with my... with my Bible converting these. So now I'm at a 2 for $4. I could spend a buck to move into here, find women, thrown back. Then I could either spend a buck to get a +1 or just try to convert the women. They're both better tiles anyway, again, knowing what I know. Well, wait, they may not both be. Yeah, they're both better tiles than this wealthy. So that makes sense, assuming I knew this, right? Personally, I would rather not have glanced, but I did, so we'll use the analysis that I wouldn't normally like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into here. I think that's my best chance with the knowledge I have. And I'll roll for which one I get. I get this one. Oh, look, it's women. Ah, run away. And now I could increase my chance to almost certain for a buck. But that would use up all my money on the roll for Gaul, and I could put a Melkite into play for a buck. Whew, because I have a council there. I am going to take my chances and spend a buck. Yeah, but here's the problem. The Archbishop is so much better. Fuck it. In I go. Women be damned. And I'll take my shot at them. That means I'm going to protect this. which means no pray for peace there, but I think the E's are fairly weak. I mean, I can see their strength is weak, but I think they're also, and they, oh, I don't have to protect them. They have a religious freedom all on their own. But let's see if I get those women. And I do. And now I spend $4 on this most important die roll. And there's still a relic. I could buy a Melkite with that relic. That'll increase my chances. So now I need anything except a 1. I get something that's not a 1. So I have succeeded in converting the Saxons. That's not going to convert these people, but that's okay. And I am going to burn my last relic. I mean, he's worth $2, but I'll put another Melkite here. Now, it would have really sucked if I had gotten a heresy there, because the Melkites can't work if they're in a heretical territory. But I'm like, I need all of these, so there you go. And I assume that's something I do in my religious phase. So actually, I can probably... No, it happens during the Ecumenical Council, not during the religious phase. So I have to get it there now. And I think nothing falls. Hope we don't have a heretical emperor next turn. I think that causes me big problems. Like, I don't think I can bring the schism apart. We're all set. We go there. Somebody mentioned they were glad I don't use tweezers for this. I don't know why. I use tweezers occasionally, usually less for, I don't think I have them here right now. I have one pair, but it's for my pipe. I clean my pipe with it. Yeah, I'm that wealthy in tweezers. Those are actually really, really sturdy ones that aren't very good for counters. They were my first set. But sometimes I like having something to point with. That's usually what I use the tweezers with, but these counters are just too big to use them with, and if you don't need them. And why did I bring that up? I don't know. I just wanted to babble about something, I think. All right. The Ecumenical Council. That happens here. 5.5. I hope I don't need money. Okay, so I haven't drawn a chit yet. We have a Christian emperor again, so that's not an issue. It's always Christian. So this is interesting. Ho-ho. This is the problem. If the Ecumenical Council, occurs when all the faith tiles have been placed, the player has an option to do nothing, or if the emperor is Christian, the player can choose to try to reconcile the path and schism. Now, this is a problem, and I'm just going to leave it alone because obviously 8.7, the turn is over, resets. The turn draws to a close, flip Lex Romana to, or flip heretical emperor to Christian, return the theologian to the counter tray, flip all Bibles face up. It is impossible to have a heretical emperor at this point, at this moment. Now, is this held off? It doesn't say so. Is it intended that you hold off until the counter is played? I don't know. That's not what the rules are. It's not what I was thinking. I wouldn't have done things as I did if I knew I was walking. I wouldn't have bought that last Melkite if I knew I was walking into a heretical emperor. I would have probably tried something else. What did I do? Oh, I protected this, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't useful anyway. So I am going to use the council. This is really weird. So the way this is worded is different from every other die roll, and there was a mention about this, and I thought, wow, maybe this was from a playtest version or something. No. Roll one die. If it's equal to or less than the number of Melkites on green Christian field tiles from heresy on the path, you succeed. Flip the path tile. He is back in communion. This always fails on a 1. That's weird. basically the first one doesn't do you anything. Now, I remembered something in the game that said this always succeeds. Obviously, it's not this, and there was a ruling by the designer's brother, who I'm sure was heavily involved in the playtest, if nothing else. Actually don't see another Madison in here. Maybe he goes by a different. Maybe it is the designer, because I see R. Ben Madison instead of Ben Madison, and it might have been R. It was not Ben. Okay, so I'll roll a die, and it means I need a 2, 3, or 4, which is kind of weird in this game. But yeah, we're set up for it. We want to do it. We get that one, and that means all these Melkites fail, and they're just gone. I can't reuse them. That's not that big a deal because I have a bunch of extras, but I did spend $4 on them, which sucks. Unable to reconcile it. I am glad that there is no way to guarantee a reconciliation, though. That would have been problematic. And now let's draw my cookie. Wow, we got a couple of turns left here. I may swap turns because there's not a lot of turns here. A lot's happening on those, but oh, wow. Okay, so there's a shitload of money. I don't think anything's changed. I think we're still at 4 paths, so we go up to 10. Still don't have to look up whether or not it's 11 or more. Now we get a heretical emperor again. We couldn't have tried that. And a few other things I want to check. We got a tyrant up here in Mongolia. How much effect does that have? Almost none. It reduces the size of the Turkish kingdom, which meant if they were convertible, that might mean something, because now they're just this. But it doesn't have any real other effect on things that I see. Yeah, I could conceivably convert the tyrant to a king, but that's not, that might serve me some purpose, but if that tyrant goes away, if that new king goes away, this becomes Turkish again, and it just doesn't seem worth it. Maybe late in the game it would be. For all the paths, B is not going anywhere. I did E and F in the wrong order, but that doesn't really matter, and they both failed. And that means we're done with this, but we have a heretical emperor again. There might be an errata about, what I did where the heretical emperor doesn't switch until the next cookie's turned or whatever. Again, though, my thinking was based on that. I have shitloads of money. I have converted the Saxons. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I feel so wealthy. Lots of Melkites. Something to worry me here. I don't know the rules on the Turks. And they're pagan here. On the other side, they show up as Manichees. And then I look over here, and there's Christian and Muslim Turks as well. I think there's a turn and a special event that causes them to do something, but I want to make sure I can't convert them. Because, yeah, this might be the time to do it. Pre-programmed event that turns them into something else. So they will not remain pagan. It's like turn 26 way over here. I think, there we go, Turks decide for Islam. Okay. Which is kind of mixed in after, so there's like weird event here, stuff, and then something with a symbol that actually affects play. Painful. A little bit of a problem, which is you can only have one of these on any given path. I'm okay right now, but I was thinking about, wow, I'd like to get something into Cilicia. I've played some knights down that I may want to put a knight in Cilicia and put something else, maybe in Antioch, in terms of getting a university or a hospital. I can only buy one of either one of those, but we're going to be facing Islam soon. It's not right away. Shit, man, why am I building these knights? Well, because I'm going to need them eventually. Yeah, but don't spend your money now. Spend it later. I don't know. We'll see. With my Archbishop up here, I did a successful conversion using the Bible on this. Maybe could have done something different, but I built a monastery somewhere over here. That's the one for this path. That means, yeah, let's put a knight there to defend that path. Likewise, I put a knight on the Cilicia path because it's a ways in till I start defending things in Greece. So that leaves me with a university and a monastery, neither of which I can get cheap because they're on the same path as another building. And you're only allowed one building per path. I think, God, it's so hard for me to remember this shit. And again, so much of it is looking these things up. Only one infrastructure on a given path. Yeah. Okay. I thought so. Anyway, after all those purchases, I have $4 left. I want to save one in the monastery because I don't know what's happening next turn. But I'm going to want to build my Melkites next turn probably. But the thing is, wherever I build them, a heresy could show up. So if I spend all 4 right now, I could slap them all down in one place. And then that restricts my actions in terms of using them. So I'm looking for other things that I can do that are worth spending $1 on, or worth spending 3 of those $4 on, and nothing really comes greatly to heart. So for example, here I got a danger of Muslims coming, but then again, I don't remember when they apostate all over you. Non-Christian horde controlled by the Abbasids. So once it gets down to the Abbasids, I've got problems. So, this is awfully close, and I don't have any defense on this side of things. I do have the Roman army, which I really can throw into position somewhere. That happens after everything else, so I got to do it fairly soon. Where the hell is it? What is it up to? It's in Rome right now, isn't it? No. There's got to be a Roman army kicking around somewhere. What am I doing with the Roman army? I seem to have lost it. There it is. It's holding the Vandals back. Awesome. I may have bigger problems than the Vandals, though, and that's the issue, is that I've got a hole right here that Roman army might be the answer for. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure that I see anything that I really, really want to do, other than, build, well, I could build a hospital. That would cost 6. That can't be done. All right. I guess I'll build Melkites. Now, do I want to put them all in one place where they're safe? Where they're safer? Or do I want to put them somewhere else? I don't feel like this path is my safest path. I think I want to throw them over here. And what's up with that? How long has that been there? That didn't just show up this turn, did it? That's a heresy I need to deal with. Give me that money back. Okay, well, I shouldn't have used my Latin Bible over here. I guess that's too late.
Oh, that's not going to be easy. Okay. Enough. I got away lucky. So I will still buy one Melkite, and I'll put him over here with the king, because I don't know. It doesn't really make much difference. It does, actually, because that's a Christian area. And we're hoping we'll be able to get it in a council. This is our last council, so... And that's the next one we have. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, we'll start building it up and hope for the best. And I think we're done. We've protected this. The heretical emperor officially becomes non-heretical again. It doesn't really matter at all this time, even if there is something. I think we're all good. We push here. I am going to end the turn, or end the video on this turn, even though it's not the end of an era. And this will be a busier period, but I babbled a lot and got a lot on this, and I think it's probably close to 2 hours. So